Ay, shit. Wait lang ha. Brand. Saan yan? Brand. Countdown. Good, beautiful Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Coach Darwin Rivers, and welcome to the HR Cafe, Usapang Trabaho, Buhay, Iba Pa. We're at episode 98, and the day is July 3, 2022. As mentioned to you guys, the topic for today is about mindset for peak performance. And we will have mental health coach and peak performance visionary and mentor, Miss Iris Buenconsejo, who will be joining us at the second part of our program to discuss the different tips, strategies, and recommendations on how we will be able to have a mindset that would help us at always at our peak performance and of course reach our success. So let's start our program right now. The HR Cafe Usapang Trabaho Buhay Iba Pa is an online talk show program that is aired via live streaming at the Philippines HR Group. We're also aired at the Philippines HR Group YouTube channel. My name is Coach Darwin Rivers. I'm the founder and president of the Philippines HR Group. We've been with you guys for almost 8 years now, and currently we have more than 275,000 members. I'm a certified life coach, a public speaker, and motivational speaker, and HR consultant. My day job, by the way, is I'm the vice president for HR Global Operations for a multinational BPO company. Unfortunately, our mentors John Berta Ordonez Caasi, mentors Roldan Ferentino, and mentors Tina Coang won't be able to join us for this week's episode, but you will be able to catch them on our next week's program. Okay? So let's start. Here at the HR Cafe, we provide timely news and updates. We impart knowledge and experience that are value adding and beneficial to our audience. We discuss problems, issues, and challenges and provide answers and resolutions through our guest speakers or guest resource. If there are any new technologies, tools, and processes, we discuss it here because we want to make sure that everyone is aware about the latest technologies and tools as well as industry's best practice. If your company has any job opening, aside from posting it at the Philippines HR Group FB group page, feel free to also post it here at the HR Cafe through the comment section, and we'll be happy to announce it because we would like to give opportunities for those who are looking for work and those employers who are looking for highly productive employees. At the end of the day, we would like to bridge understanding between employers and employees and provide inspiration and motivation to the entire working Filipino. We normally start our program, which we've been doing for more than 2.5 years as a start of the pandemic, is we start by a wow quote for the week. And for this week, our wow quote for the week is coming from John France. According to John, having a clear mental image of our goals will point us in the right direction. Having a strong mindset will help us mold our attitudes, behavior, expectations, and actions. Let me just repeat this for everyone. Having a clear mental image of your goals will point us in the right direction. Having a strong mindset will help us mold our attitudes, behaviors, expectations, and actions. How does this particular wow quote for the week resonates to you guys? Please share it to us, and we'll be happy to share it to our community. Let's start first by greeting our regular audiences. We have Mary Grace Ilagan who says good afternoon. We have Paul Espina all the way from Vietnam saying hi to the Philippines HR Group. And also, of course, one of our senior mentors, Mr. Ernesto Espinosa, is also watching us for today. Now, for this well quote for the week, I remember a scientific research that is being done by scientists using athletes in the Olympics. As you know, Olympics is actually an arena where the best of the best athletes are uh, being they're competing with each other. And one of the research that has been done is how, since these are the cream of the crop athletes, what is the secret behind the success of the best among athletes? And one of the things that they found out is that with the best athletes, what they do is that they paint a picture in their mind of what will happen prior to them executing it. And they're painting a picture in their mind that they've already won or achieved the goal. This has happened in people who have been undergone the research. These are gymnasts, boxers, um, uh, triathletes. What they normally do is before they even go to the competition, in their mind there is a clear picture, an image that is running through their mind on how they will execute a certain action, or how will they be doing uh, their performance. And aside from that, they're also envisioning already, they're already picturing that they've already won. So these are one of the secrets that athletes have based on research. And one of the earlier books that I've read way back is The Secret. And according to the authors of The Secret, is that successful people does not mean that they have uh, above average skills or above average aptitude or intellect. Most of the time, what successful people do is that they follow visualization. And when we say visualization, is that whenever they have goals in their life, they would normally visualize it clearly in their mental, in their brain, in their mental state, and they would picture it as something that is already happening. So, what is the reality that they're picturing in their mental state is actually happening in through their actions, and they're actually winning, they're actually being able to reach whatever goals that they have. So this is something that I would like to share to you guys. If you have a goal, if you have a dream, um, make a habit of not only creating a visual board, not only creating a um, uh, visionary notebook that you'll have all the action items that you have there that you always read and visualize yourself, but also try to ensure that, for example, if you would like to have that particular brand of car, why not go to the car dealer and check out the car. Even if you don't have any money, the mere fact that you're able to see yourself physically driving that car, or already inside the car, there is a part of you. Your mental state will be able to adjust, and the universe will be able to adjust and provide you an opportunity on how uh, this will come into fruition. Okay, so that's it from my end. If you have any inputs about our wow quote for the week, please share it to us and I'll be happy to share it to the community. Hello to Attorney Alvin Alburo, and also Larissa Jean was also watching right now. Maraming salamat po for always watching the HR Cafe. Okay, let's go to our HR question for the week. Can an employee refuse to sign and reply to a notice to explain or an NTE? I've been seeing questions posted at the Philippines HR group about employees who refuse to sign or even refuse to accept an NTE. Mind you, it's the right of the employee to refuse to sign the NTE. But nevertheless, refusal to sign an NTE or refusal to even accept the NTE would mean that the employee is waiving his or her right to be heard. So what we normally do as people leaders, as HR is, if the employee refuses to accept the NTE, what we do is we either ask a same level employee to be a witness that that employee is refusing to sign and to accept the NTE, and just have the witness sign his or her name, and as a testimony, as evidence that that particular employee refuses. And then what you can also do is you can send the NTE through registered mail and also through courier, which you will have evidence that you've also did everything to provide the employee a copy of his or her NTE. And if he or she refuse to uh, make a rebuttal or to reply to the NTE within 5 days, as part of the jurisprudence by the court, if within 5 days he or she does not provide the reply to the NTE, then basically he or she is waiving his or her right to be heard, and you can go on and base your decision via factual evidence that you've already have. Okay? Also, a good afternoon to Sir June Aspacio, who's also watching today. Maraming salamat po. Now, let's go to updates. According to the Philippine Social Security System, this is just a reminder for the online filing, the mandatory online filing of retirement claims for self-employed members aged 60 to 64 years old starting July 1st. So, as per CEO Michael Regino of the SSS, he said that coverage of the mandatory online filing of retirement benefit claims through my SSS portal will be extended to self-employed members who are 60 to 64 years of age starting July 1st, 2022. This is actually in addition to all the employee members, voluntary members, land-based members, and overseas Filipino workers members and self-employed members age 65 years old and above at the time of retirement who have not yet filed online effective July 2020. So if you are nearing retirement, if you are filing for retirement, make sure that you file that retirement through the My SSS portal. Now, the retirement benefit that SSS provides is actually a cash benefit granted to members who can no longer work due to old age or has reached the prescribed retirement age, which is in our country, it's 65 years old. It can be in a form of a monthly pension for those who have paid at least 120 monthly contributions prior to the semester of retirement, or it can also be paid to you via lump sum who have paid less than 120 contributions. So the qualifying conditions for the retirement benefit program can be accessed through the sss.gov.ph website, while the guidelines po for the policies on the online filing of the said benefit claims is through the My SSS portal. For HR leaders, for HR colleagues out there, if you have an employee who's already nearing retirement or who will be filing for retirement, make sure that you inform them about the mandatory filing of retirement through the My SSS portal. Okay? Next update is that if you are a self-employed member or a voluntary member or a non-working spouse or a land-based OFW member, you can actually now pay your SSS premium payments through the Shopee app. Again, if you are a self-employed, voluntary, non-working spouse, or land-based OFW member, you can now pay through the Shopee app. You can just download the Shopee app and you'll be able to have an option there to make payments through the SSS contributions in the My Shopee application. So this is something that SSS is doing to ensure that there are a lot of opportunities for members to pay their SSS premiums. Next update about SSS is that for SSS members' mandatory provident fund, SSS has announced that it already generated an income of 333.77 billion, and the returns right now of your provident fund is at 6.39 as of the first year. That's even higher than our current inflation, right? And it's higher even with the interest rate of banks and other investment uh, uh, investment opportunities. So the Social Security system said on Monday that the pension fund's mandatory provident fund for its member, which is called the Workers Investment and Saving Program, ito yung WISP or WISP, generated already an income of 333.77 million with a corresponding return of 6.39% in the first year of implementation. So this is just SSS telling you that the money that is being deducted to you and that they are investing is actually earning dividends and it's actually earning money for you so that at the time of your retirement, you'll have security that there is money that will be provided to you as form of your retirement. So the return of investment for the WISP or the WSP outperforms key market indicators such as a 10-year treasury bond, which only averaged 4.1% in 2021. This is actually good news for all of us SSS members who are contributing to the WISP program. Now, another good news from Pag-ibig is that as of January to May 2022, and this is very, very positive kasi ever since we've been an advocate of the HTMF Pag-ibig Fund, di ba? Ever since we've started, we've been telling people, we've been saying to our PHRG members, Pag-ibig is one of the most stable government agencies. And true to it is aside from the MP2 that they are, which earns a lot of interest, higher than what market is providing, the mere fact that they've already have a record high of 40.41 billion recorded loans during January to May of this year means that a lot of people are applying for housing loans through the Pag-ibig or HDMF. As per the president of Pag-ibig, it's a 15% increase from last year. Last year, total loans from January to May is only 35.28 billion. But for this year, from January to May, same time, it's 40.41 billion. So this is actually good news because it means there's a lot of trust. There's a lot of members who are now investing in real estate, who are now making sure that they have their own, they utilize their home loan benefit through the Pag-ibig Fund. And of course, just a reminder, if you have any loan in Pag-ibig, make sure that you diligently pay your monthly amortization in Pag-ibig. Kasi po, if you do not diligently pay, aside from the fact that your asset might be taken by the government or will be taken by the government, you're actually not giving an opportunity for other members to also apply for their loans, di ba? So, ano lang po yan. If you borrow money in Pag-ibig, make sure that you diligently and religiously pay your monthly amortization. Okay. Next is announcement from the National Kidney Month by PhilHealth. So according to PhilHealth, July is National Kidney Month, and as part of the benefit package that PhilHealth is offering its members, they said that there is a PhilHealth Diality package of 2,600 per session. That's 2,600 pesos per session, up to 90 sessions for dialysis. So if you are a member of PhilHealth and you need dialysis, if you have employees that needs dialysis, tell them that PhilHealth is offering them as a benefit 2,600 pesos per session, up to 90 sessions. Also, there's also Z benefit for those who have end-stage renal disease. That's 270,000. This is for persons who have peritoneal dialysis or who would need peritoneal dialysis. You have coverage up to 270,000, while for those who would need kidney transplant, who are low risk, are entitled to up to 600,000 through the Z benefit of PhilHealth. So make sure, guys, that your employees are aware of the different benefits that PhilHealth is providing them. It's good to know that the mandatory contributions that our employees are being deducted, PhilHealth, Pag-ibig, and SSS, it's good to know that these agencies are able to support the needs and able to provide benefits to our employees. That's why it's very important that we continuously contribute to our statutory benefits. Okay? Now, this is just a few reminders for people to safeguard against kidney diseases. So make sure you have regular exercise. You need to control your blood pressure. You need to control your blood sugar and cholesterol level. Make sure you have a healthy diet. Drink a lot of water. And iwasan ang paninigarilyo or stop smoking. And make sure that you have a regular checkup and also know your family's medical history. These are the things that you need to do to ensure that you have a healthy kidney. Now, if you have any questions with regards to PhilHealth benefits with regards to any diseases, you can reach out to PhilHealth to their callback channel at 0917-898-7442. Just text PHIC callback space mobile number or your Metro Manila landline, space, and then your question. And they will revert back to you. You can also reach out via email at actioncenter@philhealth.gov.ph or check PhilHealth official Twitter and PhilHealth's official website, which is www.philhealth.gov.ph. Hello to Chi Yu Meneses, Jay Mendoza, and Mavis Batoon, who's also watching the HR Cafe live right now. Hello there, team, and thank you for watching the HR Cafe. Now, just a few words from our sponsors before we go to the second part of our program, where we have a guest speaker who will be discussing about secrets of having peak performance in your work and in your life. Now, from our sponsors, we are pleased to know that El Puerto Marina Beach Resort and Vacation Club is still a partner of the HR Cafe and the Philippines HR Group. If you're a member of the Philippines HR Group, just reach out to El Puerto Marina Beach Resort and Vacation Club FB page and tell them that you are a member of the Philippines HR Group, and they will give you exclusive discounts. And they have resorts and vacation club in Pangasinan, in Boracay, and also in Palawan. So if you want to have premium discounts, just reach out to El Puerto Marina Beach Resort and Vacation Club FB page and inform them that you're a member of the Philippines HR Group. Another announcement is at August 1 and August 2, there will be an ASEAN HR Summit, and this will be held at Shangri-La at the Fort. The theme for this ASEAN HR Summit is the Human Resource Transformative Changes agile, aligned, and accelerated. If you would like to be part of this particular ASEAN HR Summit, know that if you're a member of the Philippines HR Group, since we are a community partner, you automatically get 15% discount if you register today. So what you need to do is you need to visit their website, aseanhrsummit.com, or email chris@harperandhill.com or marketing.harperandhill@outlook.com, or you can also um, call their mobile number, which is reflected here at our slide, and tell them that you're a member of the Philippines HR Group and you would like to avail of the 15% discount. Okay? I will also be, I'm also one of the speakers of this ASEAN HR Summit, so I look forward to seeing you all. Next is, precious. Hmm. Next announcement is about the upcoming Tech HR Southeast Asian Conference. So for all of you guys who just tune in, the Tech HR Southeast Asia Conference is the largest HR conference in the Southeast Asian region. And it will be held this year at Marina Bay Sands Hotel in Singapore. This will be on August 25 to 26. And if you've registered already at the Philippines HR Group, there is a registration that we posted at the Philippines HR Group. If you're part of the 100 HR leaders that you've already registered and you are eligible, you will be given a free VIP pass. And actually, the worth of the free VIP pass is $499. So you won't be needing to pay anything to attend the Tech HR Southeast Asia conference in Singapore. If you're part of the 100 HR leaders from the Philippines HR Group, and you've already registered, it means that you've already received your VIP confirmation for the VIP pass through your email. The Tech Southeast Asia Conference will be held on August 25 to 26 at Marina Bay Sands Resort Hotel in Singapore. And this is brought to you by People Matters and the Philippines HR Group. I'll also be speaking as one of the speakers at the Southeast Asian Tech HR conference. So I'll be seeing you guys. So far, I know that there are more than 80 HR leaders from the Philippines already received their VIP pass from People Matters. And there's a few more who are still waiting for their VIP pass. So if you're already received your VIP pass, let's see each other at Marina Bay Sands, Singapore this coming August. Okay? Now, another announcement is that the Philippines HR Group, as well as the HR Cafe, is partnering with eShield. eShield is a company that provides wearable solutions for employees' health management. So what it does is provides your employees with a wearable gadget, and this wearable gadget can actually track the heartbeat and all of the things with regards to the health and wellness of your employees. There's actually a lot. And aside from that, you are provided with a dashboard so that you'll be able to track who among your employees needs additional help when it comes to health and wellness. And also, they're also partnered with different gyms, health clubs, and whatnot. Good thing is that if you're a member of the Philippines HR Group, you get automatic 15% exclusive discount. You just have to go to their website and register at www.eshield.me/ph-hr, or you can go to their website, eshield.me, reach out to them through their email, inform them that you're a member of the Philippines HR Group. Your company will automatically get 15% exclusive discount. Okay? If you have any questions, HR-related questions, we would like to remind everyone to please post it at the main page of the Philippines HR Group. We also have a group page at LinkedIn. It's a growing community. It's almost 10,000 in LinkedIn, but in Facebook, we're more than 275,000 already. Now, also, if you would like to watch all of the previous episodes. We already have more than 98 episodes of the HR Cafe and then a dozen more episodes coming from the HR learning events that we've had prior pandemic. All of it is at the Philippines HR Group YouTube channel. And also at the HR Cafe, Usapang Trabaho, Buhay Iba Pa FB page. So please go to our FB page, the HR Cafe, Usapang Trabaho, Buhay Iba Pa, and like our page and you'll have access to a gamut of free learning videos that we've already recorded for you to be able to keep on learning. These are free trainings provided by our guest speakers. Okay? And if you would like to be a sponsor of the Philippines HR Group or the HR Cafe program, please send us an email. You can reach it. You can reach us through my email, darwinrivers@yahoo.com, or you can message any of the mentors of the HR Cafe program, Mentors Rona, Mentors Tina, and Mentors Burns. Okay? Now, let's go to the second part of our program. As mentioned to you guys, we have a special guest for today. And our special guest is a someone who specializes in mental health and also in peak performance management. And let me just introduce you guys to her uh, by mentioning her background so that you'll appreciate more who this person is. Iris Buenconsejo is a mental health coach, peak performance visionary, and mentor of geniuses coming from Dasmariñas, Cavite. Her expertise is in mental health solutions, neuroscience research on the brain and core memories, as well as human behavioral analysis, decoding, and interpreting patterns of behavior of human history and evolution. She currently works as a healer for inner child trauma and issues that affect the human condition and excellence. She has worked with countless individuals, corporations, musicians, and celebrities from Manila, New York, Los Angeles, London, Australia, as far as Africa and Trinidad and Tobago as a freelancer turned agency owner, business mogul, and personal strategist and clarity mentor. An advocate of mental health and marketing, she was one of the lobbyists for the Philippine Mental Health Bill, now law, which is RA 11036, has also trained under world-renowned Jim Quick, Kasim Aslan of Solutions 8, the number one Google Ads agency in the world, and Vaishen Lakiani of Mind Valley, Tony Robbins, Brian Tracy, John Lee Dumas of Entrepreneur on Fire, Gary Vaynerchuk of Vayner Media, Art Costello, Kylie Pineda, Carlos Singson, Mitch Miller, Richard Travelli, and Rosario Bradbury Kahukom, who is a previous CEO of SGS Philippines. Her client spans across multiple industries, but most include Fortune 500 companies and Philippine Stock Exchange companies such as Meralco, the Wallace Business Forum, Globe My Academy, Bio Oil Incorporated, Ayala Group, Unilab, Coffee Bean, and Tea Leaf, and recently Nike Philippines. Internationally, she has also worked with Upwork, Google, Canva, Nikon, Huawei, Versace, and Hollywood names like musician and producer Ellen Duhay and Giulio Sorcato. Her agency is called Amplify 27 Creative Studios, is one of the most innovative and out-of-the-box marketing agencies to exist in the Philippines. Their work has been in print and off-media, promoting cultural inclusion, diversity, wealth expansion, technological advancement, and creative creation. She's also the CEO and board advisory of several cutting-edge companies in retail, food and beverage, and service startups such as Aroma Magic Care, Therapy Oil in Cavite, Health, Good Health Incorporated, Tavaloza Emporium, Cafe Sikat, Go See Philippines, Celestial House, Earth Love Skin, and her current upcoming brand, Inanya Pleasures. Ladies and gentlemen, it's with uh, great and we're really glad to have her on the show. Please welcome Miss Iris Buenconsejo. Hi,
Hi,
Iris.
everybody. Hi, Coach Darwin. Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. And follower ka pala ng LOA, ng Law of Attraction. So,
Of course.
perfect because this presentation that I will be doing today is exactly going to transform your life at least one day if you can put action to it. Okay? So, let's go to
Okay, I
our
will give you the floor, Iris, and you'll have the floor. Ladies and gentlemen, please make sure to watch Iris because she will be sharing secrets of how you can achieve peak performance in your life.
Don't worry. Malalaman nyo guys kung bakit. Okay, so let's start. All right? Okay. So please ready your notebook in your pen. So best that you take notes as well. All right. So today we're going to discuss the FBR method or for peak performance. So ano nga ba yung mga tips natin how to ace the workplace, right? Because it's currently now during the time of especially in the pandemic, it's very competitive out there. So if you're not, if you're not progressing, you're by default you are regressing. All right. So keep that in mind. So, hi, my name is Iris Buenconsejo. They call me Human Whisperer. Kung nanonood kayo nung Dog Whisperer ni Cesar Millan, instead of dogs, I actually train and speak to humans, not just in language, but also in energy. Right? So, emotional and mental translator ako for humans. And how, as much as all those, accolades, for me, it's just decoration lang. But the reason why I was able to do all those amazing things is because it's really true when it comes to peak performance. Kapag malaki yung hugot mo, if you have a deep why, you'll be able to transcend and even get out of your own head to be able to deliver the results that you want to do. All right? So I've spent about 27, mataas na to ngayon. Siguro mga nasa 30,000 plus na yan. But nasa around average 27,000 hours. I really logged it because I'm very systematic. So I was wondering paano nangyayari yung how do I actually get out of the rut or parang yung flat line sa workplace, diba? Because in HR also the work is very repetitive and it's administrative. So the brain does get dull in a certain time frame. So I've researched and tested the complexities of being human. And the reason for that is not because I set my goal on that. It's almost as if life threw me to it because I started as an employee as well. I started being just an entry level employee. I only had one job in my entire life, and then after that, I quit. I started my own businesses, but it wasn't that easy. It started with depression. So from depressed, I also experienced suicidal tendencies. I also talaga maraming mga toxicity around us and the challenges that I've overcome, which are also relatable to a lot of people because in terms of peak performance, you have to know also what are the challenges that you're trying to overcome or want to overcome in the workplace. So before I tell you my story for a bit, as if di ba, may story pa yan, bakit ganon yung nangyari sa akin. But I want to know you, not just as an audience, but actually as people. What is the one thing that you have a hard time accepting with yourself? Because all things aside, strategies and systems and softwares aside, it all goes back to one thing: humanity. And what do you think is the hardest thing that you cannot accept yet with yourself? Because most probably the block that you're having right now has to do with that. So write it and drop your answer in the chat box below. No judgments. And because you have to keep that answer in mind, because maybe one of your answers will resonate in my story. So I was a bipolar one. Literally, all odds are against me. Bipolar disorder deals with lack of focus, concentration, consistency, and all those things. Typically, I was an emotional wreck because yun nga, college dropout ako. I also became a single mom at 23. I had to really, kailangan kong gawa ng paraan yung buhay ko or else I will become a failure. That was in my head. And I was depressed for 4 years and I endured a lot of suicidal tendencies. Hindi ko alam kung ano yung merong wrong sa akin and like I didn't fit in society and I was like parang boring na yung workplace sa akin, hindi na ako masaya. It's like the life is reducing already. If you're talking about or if you're experiencing self-blame, na experience ko din yan. Failure a lot of times. Self-defeating and negative talks, I've done that too. So I know what it's like to struggle on a very deep level. And those are what the problems that my clients are also experienced and still experiencing. So building something amazing and then starting from scratch, mahirap yun. So parang may mga stuff ka, especially HR, it's like the mother of the company because parang sa'yo lahat babagsak yung mga rants or yung mga hiningi ng mga employees. So the demands and also their requirements, how you actually are able to address those concerns without getting upset yourself. So for me, that part was annoying because I also had employees. I also had people working under me and so much pressure was there to deliver the exact results that was needed to carry objectives through. So I think if anything it wasn't depression that really drove me to almost take my life 8 times, but it was the frustration, insecurity and inner belief that comes from my own fear. And we all have this. It's not an excuse na kahit like we're in a state of position already or status. I always say this to all my clients and my friends and everyone, hindi tayo exempted. There will be days pa din na mararamdaman natin yun. But what I'm gonna teach you today is how to exactly remove it in a split second because you will be able to get out of your own mind, right? So what type of fear was that? It was the repeating cycle nung dread, nung boredom, nung mga toxic cycle of being okay and then not. And when I was an employee, I remember sobrang nabe-burnout ako and it's hard to perform, especially if you're answering to a supervisor. So I'm just lucky enough that I had this vision na it's all or nothing for me because wala akong babalikan. I didn't have degree, although I studied in UST for 4 years for interior design. I didn't finish it. And it was almost as if everything was depending on that particular requirement. So kung may ganun kayong situation in your own way, meron kayong mga ina-answer to na supervisors or meron kayo personally at home you answer to someone or you are attached to someone, that fear will definitely be there na bakit nangyayari sa akin to, bakit ganito paulit-ulit nangyayari, I don't understand it. And if that's you are supposed to be here today because I believe in the universe there's no such thing as coincidence, right? So, ano yung peak performance ko? Actually, in the opposite of what I'm going to talk about today, it's not exactly the peak. My peak was the valley. So, last year, I suddenly lost my healthy mom. She was my business partner to COVID-19 induced heart attack. Ito yung peak performance ko and I'll tell you why. Last September 7, 2022, hindi na enough yung nagkaroon ng COVID, 'di ba? Na-hamper lahat ng ating mga operations and also yung sa mga finances natin and also the logistics as well. But hindi lang yun yung nangyari sa akin, namatay pa yung mom ko. So technically kasi siya yung head and siya yung mas may gamay nung mga ano. I literally had to take it upon myself. But sabi ko sa sarili ko, may years na ako ng experience eh. And it's like, madali siya kapag on your own na alam mo kaya mo, but iba yung kapag may nawala sa'yo. And if you are feeling that way, whether financial scarcity or financial block, whether that is emotional block or, sa management block, may mga office politics and what, mafe-feel nyo na magko-collapse yung world nyo kasi parang nawawalan kayo ng pag-asa. And I had to take over the entire operations of all 5 to 7 plus brands in our entire client roster alone. Bukod pa yun dun sa agency ko. So everything we built together stopped kasi para sa mom ko yun eh. So lahat tayo, di ba, nag-work tayo for our families as well. Sa akin, wala na akong mapakita na kumbaga para sa mom ko yun. Everything we built together stopped. And like the pandemic wasn't hard enough, I wasn't prepared for the setback. So paano kayo get back there. Hindi ako pwedeng huminto because everything na kumbaga parang future ng family ko mahihinto because of me. And I'm just a kid running companies in my heart, but God was with me. So, ito lang yung pinanghawakan ko, guys. With God, all things are possible. Kung hindi kayo Catholic, it's okay to. You will be able to translate it into your own way. God is whoever you are having belief in. That could be your higher self or yung pinakang energy ninyo ng peak potential nyo. But with God, all things are possible. So, what is my mission? It is to decrease depression and loneliness and also to increase happiness and life fulfillment. Kasi marami na ngayon, kung mapapansin nyo, halos lahat, if you have an underperforming employee, it's most likely not logical. It's most likely subconsciously emotional. Hindi naman nila gustong maging late, pero nagiging late sila. Hindi naman nila gustong hindi magtrabaho, pag may hindi kayo na monitor sa inyong organization, and I am very open with my team right now, meron niyang behind the scenes. So as HR, it is our initiative, and not just HR, but literally anybody, to care for other people, to go out of ourselves, not just selflessly, but to be okay in being of service. Na hindi lang payroll, hindi lang admin task, hindi lang business ito. The business and the work that you're doing is actually a tool to be of service to mankind. And that's what I am fulfilling. So, increasing happiness and life fulfillment. Because if masaya yung mga tao natin, chances are, maganda rin yung output nila. May production sila. And parati silang masaya going to work. So, merong rapport doon na nangyayari. It's an ecosystem, kumbaga. Hindi lang siya cog in the wheel of the entire machine. So, I also advocate for mental health, beauty, and wellness advocacy. And collective legacy through individual legacy. Bakit? Kasi napaka-importante, not just in the world, you have to be able to present yourselves confidently, fully, and you have to be able to present in a way na talagang it speaks what's inside of you. And that is to bring all things to unity in love, peace, and kindness for the common good of all. Cheesy man tungkol sa iba, but the thing is, ang work kasi, kung walang puso yan, hindi ka makakatagal. Mapapansin nyo yan sa mga pinanggalingan nyo na work na parang pumapasok na lang kayo basta dahil sa sweldo or kasi wala kayong option ng ibang work. Pero iba yung pakiramdam na I did it. This is my job. I love my job. So, yun yung isang tip ko sa inyo. So now, what is my company doing? It's a wellness and consultation company. Ngayon, ituturo ko sa inyo yung mga tips na binibigay namin sa mga clients namin, because we also not just we do mental health consultation, but we do clarity sessions. Nagre-restructure din po kami ng companies kasi most of the time gusto na nilang i-fire yung employee because of performance, but the performance usually never tells what's underlying. But the thing is, let's say, loyal na employee yun, tapos matagal na siya, pero nag-underperform over time, there are certain factors for that, as we've found from our research. Aside from that, we also coach and we also help C-suite employees to have breather sessions. So, most of the time, kung ang sistema ng isang organization has some type of friction, it always starts from the top, because the energy of the leader cascades down to the members, and their communication, not just in verbal, not just in administrative communication, but also in energetic communication, speaks volumes, and entire organization will be changed just because of one person. That could be the leader, but also as an HR, yun yung napakalaking role and napakalaking support natin sa kanila, right? So, bukod doon, meron din kaming peak performance mapping. We also have goal setting and performance audit. We also do holistic wellness. So holistic wellness means hindi lang ito psychological evaluation and stuff. Hindi lang siya mental health lang na okay ako today. But this is a deeper type of healing that you are preventing yourself from incurring expensive medical kasi all natural siya. This is also in junction with psychiatric and psychological evaluation. So we've partnered with world-class and licensed members, psychiatrists, healers, somatic healers. Meron kami yan. And so now, while we are waiting for the next slide, I want to ask you, why are you here, right? Why do you do the work that you do? Think about think about the one result that you have coming from this, all right? I want to see how you guys are going to make use of this presentation. So ano yung gusto nyong ma-achieve because of peak performance? Think about that, write it down dito sa paper, sa journal ninyo, and then after that, i-compare nyo yung notes after the presentation, right? So drop the answers below. I'll be able to see it later sa comments. But let's go to the top 5 peak performance tips to ace the workplace, right? So today, 5 lang. So, always remember your hand. Okay? So, every time na nalimutan nyo to, just look at your hand. Number 1, energy is everything. Number 2, people is power. People is equal to power. Master, resistance. Number 3. Number 4, faith, fear, and focus. Yan yung kailangan yung ano. Because why I made it number 4, sa index finger, this is the pointing, right? If you can master the faith, fear, and focus, you will decrease your self blame and blaming others as well. Number 5, gear yourself up for success to recharge and feel better. Okay, so let's start with number 1. So energy is everything, right? So energy is the language that you speak even before you perform. Ano yung energy na kinikerry nyo when you walk into the office, when you punch in with your time card? What is the energy that you guys are embodying? Kasi kung pumapasok kayo ng dreadful na kayo, pag may pumasok dyan na nag-file ng complaint or maybe nagtanong sa inyo, madalas irritable yung dating, right? Pag hindi naman, di mapapansin nyo siya. Energy begets energy. Because whatever energy na dala-dala ninyo, kunyari kung kailangan sobrahan nyo yon. So, nasa office kayo and then may dumating na, ma'am, kailangan ko paano tong leaves ko, pa-adjust ko, or paano po yung ano sa payroll ko, ayan na. Sunod-sunod na yan, right? And my best friend actually is an HR practitioner. So, she mentioned yesterday sa akin na ang daming volume ng work na manual to manual. So, yun yung nagiging kalaban ninyo. But if you have extra energy, which means galing yun sa mga ginagawa nyo to care for yourself, meron kayong pasobra. Kailangan yung pasobrahan. Bakit? Kasi hindi na po pwede yung bare minimum. If pumapasok kayo at work ng bare minimum, I'm not saying that that's bad, but you will feel the effects of it as the day goes by, as weeks go by. You will notice na yung performance din ninyo parang may irritation, may friction kayong mararamdaman. So that is why energy is everything, because energy is the real currency of the universe. Hindi po money, it's energy, right? So it's also contingent on the law of embodiment. That is the art of being in the current of your own energy. Ano ba yung energy na ini-embody mo? Pumapasok ka ba ng work na masaya ka? Pumapasok ka ba ng work na excited ka dun sa mga volume ng papers na gusto mong ayusin, tapusin, right? Kasi ang kalaban mo dyan is your mind. Hindi mo kalaban yung other people, hindi mo problema yung boss, yung other departments. Whenever you lose temper, whenever you lose your composure, that is within before it gets out. So how you perceive things, how you perceive the world speaks volumes. Kasi dun mo nakukuha yung mga bits and pieces and then ikaw yung nagta-translate. So that is the art of being in the current of your own energy. And dalawa po yung meaning yan. Current as in present, being in the present moment, and presence, which is the embodiment of your confidence, your identity, paano mo dinadala, how you carry yourself very well. All right? So let me know if this is something that you are either already practicing or gusto niyo pang lalong matutunan, right? So next, people equals power. How many people do you serve on a current basis? Pwede nyo din po isulat yan sa notebook nyo. Take it as an exercise for your HR kasi ito yung ginagawa namin mismo sa loob ng mga companies. We do this, we call this realignment or restructuring because hindi nila alam kung ilan eh. So the reason for that, you have to also you have to exercise both analytical side and also the emotional or intuitive side. Pag nagamit mo yon, that is peak performance already because hindi ka lang gumagamit na sir, i-promote natin si ganito or fire na lang natin siya. Pero alam mo sa puso mo na matagal na yung servisyo niya. So those are the types of things that we usually work with, because we look at individual people and then collectively as an organization. Kasi usually if my ang business kasi, it's like a puzzle piece. So kung meron kang tatanggalin doon na konting-konti lang, to some it doesn't even like matter. So minsan hindi na nagpapansinan, parang mapapansin niyo din yan in the households. Parang ganun eh. Household is a smaller model of that. Business is a medium and larger version of that. And the government is the more bloated version of that, right? So how many people do you serve on a daily, weekly, and collectively basis? So, kung alam nyo yan, makikita nyo, Monday, 5 people lang kami. So, the reason is when you monitor how many people come in or come to you, you will also be able to gauge. Hindi lang to, one time nyo lang siyang gagawin ha. Hindi nyo, mag-engage nyo din kung kailan yung free time nyo na pwede kayong mag-relax, pwede kayong, yung magtawag dito, you have the entire time of that particular work period to put all the bulk performance or bulk activities that you have there. So how many people you serve and help is equal to the radius and magnitude of your influence. Always remember this. Kung konti lang yung lumalapit sa inyo, you should be proactively asking around, during your work break. Punta kayo sa ibang departments, ask, be proactive. That was my secret why I was able to be promoted and regularized 3 months pa lang. 6 months usually yung regularization, but 6 months, talagang bibong bata lang ako. Nakikialam sa kung saan-saan. But it pays to be a little, to a little bit concerned, because you have the care for the company, and that's what my executive saw in me. So kung gusto niyo ng promotion, ito yung number one na tip ko sa inyo, because makikita yan, I'm pretty sure makikita yan kung hindi HR director niyo, HRAD, makikita yan ng ibang directors in the company, because how you submit feedback as well to the company will tell them if you're optimizing, if you're a peak performer inside the company, or are you just gonna be someone doing bare minimum in the job, right? So that's what sets apart peak performance and regular performers. This creates depth in your work and character. When you embrace the virtue of duty and sacrifice, you are part of a larger cosmic force, okay? So, sino yung mga naniniwala dito sa law of attraction, law of assumption, sa mga universal things? Pero kung hindi naman, okay lang din, because this is about humanity. This is about working together as a human race, right? Sometimes hindi mo makikita yung influence mo na napakaliit, kala mo walang dating, we call that butterfly effect, but that particular small thing can catapult an entire industry. Pwedeng yung binigyan mo si Manong guard ng, katulad ng ginawa ko before, binibigyan ko ng mamon yung mga guard sa amin. Marketing executive ako, pero wala lang. Ano ko lang, parang gusto ko lang siya. I didn't know that that particular security guard would be able to save my butt from getting fired, because may mga kailangan ako i-submit na lock sa office. So yung mga ganong types, and also because the security guards are very, very, sila yung kakampi ng HR. Kasi makikita ng mga si ano hindi pumasok. Dapat meron kayong verifier sa company. So, in my position, even though I was a retail marketing executive that time, it was 2013, I did more than what I was paid for. And that was the reason of my promotion. So, nung nakita ko na ma-master ko na yun, medyo malakas yung loob ko, nag-quit ako, pero hindi lang natapos. Marami pang mga challenges. But you have to embrace the duty and sacrifice of what you do. Because if you don't love you have to love your job first. You have to love anything before it loves you back. Okay? So how many do you serve is equal to the money, impact, influence, and promotion you deserve. So don't let money and status just be your only metric for growth. Sa real world, sa adult world, syempre kailangan yun. But for me, I didn't graduate, I didn't have all those titles. I created my own path. And you can too. Especially kung hindi na kayo masaya sa work ninyo and you want to shift to another work or you want to start your own business, go for profitable, productive, and soulful impact rather than just the metric of external factors like money, position titles. Kasi kung doon kayo nakabase, hindi siya sustainable, hindi siya maglalast, because when you don't have money, you start to feel crap, you start to feel like, oh, may something wrong, right? If you want to learn how to do that without all those resistances, stay tuned. So now, let's go to number three. Resistance and shadow energies block your own performance, right? So, kung ano nga ba yung resistance and shadow energies? So, resistance means you don't feel going there or doing what is supposed to be done. Kasi may na-perceive kang block, or may na-perceive kang may ayaw sa'yo, or something is off in the workplace. It's definitely energy. It could be yours, it could be other people, but you have to learn what are the shadow energies. Shadow energies are the negative parts of the humankind. So, ito yung may nakikita ka na parang employee doon na medyo parang ayaw sa'yo, ganun, and you don't have to make them like you, but it's very important to have rapport within the entire organization. As HR as well, you have to be able to be well rounded. So when you don't have a grab or a well oiled part of yourself, na hindi ka nagkakaroon ng smooth performance because of resistance, most likely, bukod doon, meron ka ring shadow energy. So, maybe you feel like your superiors don't like you or don't appreciate your work, right? You have to be able to do that on your own. Kahit sabihin nilang your performance is bad, pero alam mo sa puso mo na ginawa mo lahat, right? There are factors like that. There are external situations na hanggang doon lang talaga. You have to be able to learn that. Because you cannot receive blessings, mafe-feel mo na hindi ka worthy sa job na yon, hindi mafe-feel mo na gustong-gusto mo na mag-quit, or parang ang hirap-hirap naman nito, bakit gusto ko ng ginhawa. Ang ginhawa, nakukuha natin yan sa loob, hindi sa labas. Right? So, we cannot receive blessings and be with people if your own excessive ego is in the way. Because ego itself is not bad. It's only a security guard. Yun nga, kaya ang kailangan nyo, kaibiganin yung security guard physically, so that also you feel safe. Kasi isa sa mga naging peak pointers ko nung when I was still in HMR Philippines, if you're familiar with that company, um, nag-aano kami, meron kaming mga events, and sometimes hindi namin alam kung sino yung uma-attend, pumapasok sa company or hindi, unless nagta-time in sila. Minsan may mga AWOL, minsan merong mga late pumapasok, ganyan, especially sa logistics. But we were able to transform the situation of that company just by getting everybody in order. Meaning to say, hindi lang sila, they just do not know what they're doing. They also are masters of it. They embody it. They're confident with the role that they've been given, and they believe that they are the right person to do that. So this means, kung may nakikita din kayong bad performance, don't hesitate na tawagin or i-call out yon, because those shadow energies or resistance can be the bad apple that might ruin the entire organization, right? So be staunch on, we call this arete in my agency. It's called peak performance or excellence, right? Arete. You have to be very hard on that in terms of you're doing this for the entire thing. So also learn to soften then. When will you soften na mag step back din kayo and let someone else handle that? It could be another superior, right? So kailangan marunong kayo dun sa resistance. The resistance and shadow energies, makukuha nyo to by knowing yourself. Saan ba ako lulugar dito? Right? So you have to learn how to trust your own capabilities, yourself, your identity, and the work that you're doing. So, pag excess security kasi, hindi rin siya healthy na pinoprotect nyo rin yung department or yung mga ginagawa ninyo, because the employees can feel left out. So, ego means putting yourself first over community, pride in your own sense of worth, seeing your own life versus the world. Your security comes first, and wanting to be recognized for your credentials. Pag sobra yung mga nakalagay sa ego na yan, that is where problems start, because then other people won't feel heard, they won't feel relevant doon sa situation. So kailangan alam din natin saan tayo lulugar, and saan din natin ika-cut yung part na kailangan mag-boundary na, okay, late ka na, pero parang kausapin nyo sila ng maayos, because maraming misunderstandings actually naaayos through communication. But most of the time, even if the communication, if you are experiencing this, that the communication is top notch, nasabi nyo lahat, na nagawa nyo talaga lahat, but the feedback is nothing, wala kayong nakukuha na magandang parang reply dun sa mga employees or sa management, it's definitely time for you to reassess your position in that organization. Can I still do something about this? Am I still able to bring impact here? Kapag wala na, talagang hard pressed na, that you should really reevaluate your situation, kasi kailangan nyo ring unahin. Sabi nga dito sa ego is not bad. Kailangan nyo ring unahin yung sarili nyo. Masaya pa ba ako dito sa company na to? May naitutulong ba ako? And na-hear out ba yung mga opinions ko, right? So it's a collective effort. Recognize that service to yourself and the community is the highest act of purpose that you do for this world. All right? So number four na tip, malapit na tayo matapos, faith, fear, and focus. So ano nga ba yung faith, right? So ano yung pinaniniwalaan ninyo? What do you believe is true for the current situation, about yourself, about the company? Because this affects everything. Kung feeling nyo na underappreciated kayo at talagang yun yung fact sa inyo, you either have to reassess that. Tama ba na hindi talaga ako appreciated sa company na to? In what ways? You will be surprised at how biased your lens could be. We do this for several corporations. They thought they were doing the right thing by keeping certain departments and removing others. One of the clients that we had, nilagyan namin sila ng research and department. So we told them kasi also that HR is the most underrepresented and under valued department. Most of the budget goes to marketing and promotions, but knowing marketing as well, I told them hindi pwedeng sa lahat sa marketing lang, because actually the heart of the company is HR. If the HR is fragile or hindi naaalagaan yung HR department itself, maburn out sila, and then they might, that's the difference too. When you do payroll, there's a difference between one number or one di ba may mga na-experience tayo na late yung payout nila or something, probably nalimutan or napagod, right? So, ask ulit. So, yung mga employees din, nahihiya din yung mga yan. So, what is your faith? Do you believe that people are really good and that they follow you? Or do you doubt that they listen to you? That's the difference between peak performers and regular performers. Because peak performers always have this clear conscience, they have clear vision, and even if the situations are not ideal to them, they make it so. So, faith is your belief system, right? Dalawa yung separators niyan. So, yung systematic and hardened set pattern ng thoughts, behaviors, triggers, and stimuli na recorded ng conscious brain dito sa prefrontal cortex, right? Kung yung nagpa-practice kayo ng LOA, this is the third eye, or the prefrontal cortex, and the subconscious brain, which is the basal ganglia and cerebellum. So, bakit po nangyayari yon, right? Bakit nare-record siya? Kasi we're like a video cam recorder na, 'di ba, minsan, "Oy, hindi ka pa nag-submit nung file, ano mo, late ka na naman." Mga ganyan. That, kung nagtataka kayo, bakit gano'n? Parang lagi ako irritated, lagi akong stressed, right? This is what is responsible. Scientifically, kailangan nyo pong malaman to so that you could get out of the personal narrative and go into the logical narrative na, pagod lang ako pala, hindi pala, okay pa pala yung performance ko. Because that's the difference as well, na you feel that your job might not be producing results for the company. So, tinatanong na kayo ng management. But if you are able to have a handle with your brain as well, mas malalaman nyo na, hindi, what I did for this company is actually correct. My calculations are correct. So sometimes executives can be stubborn, and you have to learn how to stand up to them if you really believe that your work is something that can bring value. Kasi most of the corporations, if you didn't notice, they go for profit mostly. But we come into the companies and tell them, no, it has to be HR first. It has always to be humans first, because when humans are taken care of, everything will be taken care of. So, kailangan i-assess din ng, tulungan nyo yung company na pwede nyong i-assess kung tama pa ba yung yung structure ng company ninyo. So hindi lang 'yun basta when we mean structure, hindi lang po siya basta-basta na okay dito 10 employees, dito 23, right? You should assess how the flow of the entire energy, or hindi lang energy but the production, kailangan ma-imagine nyo siya. And if you can put yourself in the owner's shoes, panalo kayo, mapopromote talaga kayo niyan. Because you can create optimized results for them na, boss, napansin namin we could shut this department down, i-restructure, lipat natin sila dito. And that optimization is the difference between 1 million to 65 million, 83 million. Yun yung mga nagiging results nung pag nire-restructure yung company. Kasi most of the time, akala lang ng HR is payroll lang yung ano nila, but you could go more. You could go beyond to what you're doing and go or deepen your mastery of human resource, right? So fear creates resistance and blockage. So ito yung dark mirror. Kung may napapansin kayo na hindi nyo gusto in the situations or around other people, it is because of this exact reason. So this is created from negative and unfulfilled expectations due to an uncertain or untried situation and stimuli. So kung hindi nyo pa siya na-try, or hindi, you don't trust that employee or the situation itself, dun na, ang bilis niyan. It only takes 17 seconds to form an assumption that assumption is not true. It could be true, but it doesn't matter. Because as soon as 17 seconds mag-fire yan from the brain, lahat ng neurotransmitter mo would be like, it will take action. Whether that is you get angry or that you set aside that employee and prioritize your other work, that is the difference between all the other actions that you will be doing. And it's not just HR, you can take this outside. You have to remember to discipline your mind and have a healthy mental diet na kung ano lang yung gusto nyong sabihin dun sa employee na yun, minsan pinapagalitan na, that's the difference between a budding employee to a stellar employee. I was just lucky. I was very, very lucky with the HR of HMR Philippines. Shout out to Miss Joanne. Actually, Miss Joanne and Miss Rose. Si Miss Joanne, she passed away. But kung hindi dahil sa kanila, wala ako dito ngayon because I was given a go signal by HR. Pumasok lang ako dun. I was just a freelancer. I was a nobody. But the HR took me under their wing. And that's why I have heart for HR kasi ano sila para silang yung home sa loob ng entire organization, right? Para silang yung bahay na parang pagpagod na, doon sila maghihingi ng tulong, doon sila magre-request ng leave, 'di ba? HR is the gateway between the home, the family life, and the professional life, the success of each individual employee. Akala nyo maliit lang yon, but it's so much more. So, when you master also not just faith and fear, when you master also your focus, that can also be the fuel to your performance. Learn to master your focus through persistent practice and testing yourself. So what does this mean? Persistent practice and testing yourself. Marami kasing natatakot na ay ayokong sagutin si kasi mataas yung position niya. Ako sinasagot ko yung president namin sa HMR before. When I see something, and the reason why I have no fear, hindi naman sa wala akong fear, may fear ako. But the reason is because that was the make or break of my career. Either mapopromote ako or I will be able to stay in this company kasi sabi ko, ito lang yung company na nag-take ng chance sa akin. Paano kapag nawala sa akin yung trabaho or nawala yung opportunity or ayaw ko na dito? Saan kaya ako pupulutin? That was the main thought that I had. It was a all or nothing. So ginalingan ko talaga. Sometimes there's a wonderful thing when you don't get what you want. When people reject you, that is the time you are able and you should be proving to yourself that you are it. Because when you can prove to yourself that you are it, everything cascades. Nakikita ng ibang tao yan. So persistent practice and testing yourself every day, strive to do a little more, not just more, but go deeper. Ano kaya yung pwede kong malagay dito? In my department before in marketing, hindi ko naman trabaho na pumunta ng legal, hindi ko trabaho na makipagkaibigan sa accounting. But I knew that working well with people will do my job easier. So I was able to make friends with different employees there. And andali, pag may mga request ako, sige, mamaya after break, ganun na. Masaya yung trabaho, kahit stressful. Especially retail pa naman kami nun. So, learn to test yourself as well. Huwag kayong mahihiya kung alam nyo talaga na tama yung ginagawa ninyo, tama yung, ma'am, i-increase natin yung ano nito kasi this is a stellar employee. Tapos sinabi ng owner, wala kaming budget dyan. If you believe that that employee is, talagang can produce more results, then why not? Right? Why not? And also, that goes for yourself. Huwag kayo matakot mag-ask ng promotion. I was very scared to ask for promotion when I was nene pa. But through practice na alam nyo may natutulungan kayo, alam nyo na yung feedback ng inyong sarili and also ng ibang tao sa work ninyo. That is why it's important that you test yourself. It's not for external validation, it's for you seeing the work. Nakikita mo yung work mo unfolding right before your eyes, right? So, I know that most of you guys are administrative, but I want you to see beyond just the office thing. I want you to see this as a really big thing because it's a big deal what you guys are doing. What you're doing is supporting the entire Philippines, right? Hindi nyo nakikita yun, but hindi nyo lang alam. Yung tao na tinutulungan nyo mag-payroll, that yung taong yun magpapalaki ng bata na possibly scholar, possibly maging katulad ko, or possibly maging katulad nyo. And nakita ko to sa DepEd kagabi. I was watching Solar Channel, ALS. Naiyak ako because yung mga guro doon, they were saying, they had this speech na similar sa HR na may mga tao na lumalapit sa akin, hindi ko alam yung gagawin sa kanila, nahihirapan daw sila. Pero because of the work that they're doing, na natutulungan nila yung taong yun, the relief that comes from, wow, I was able to make that person take a vacation para sa family niya, diba? Like, see yourself also in other people na talk to them as how you would like to talk to yourself, which is the golden rule. So, number 5, right? Number 5, use speed. Ito na yung favorite natin. So, kuha tayo ng pen ulit. So, systemize and segmentize. Speed yung ginagamit ko. May system talaga ako. The reason is, kaya 5 lang yung ginagamit natin para madali nating matandaan. As much as marami tayong kwento, mas maganda na laging titandaan nyo lang yung kamay nyo. Speed. Okay. Ganun, right? So, speed. Number 1 is systemize and segmentize. Systemize and segmentize. Gumagamit ba kayo ng apps? Gumagamit ba kayo ng technology to support your department? And kung wala, maybe you can ask the IT. So, being productive and proactive also speeds up your work. So, kailangan may sistema kayo. Kahit yung sistema nyo, existing na, see how it can be better. Minsan ang ginagawa ng mga HR na hawak namin, they want a more parang faster daw ng filing or mga tawag dito, yung sa mga payroll. So, we tell them to partner or to sila window shop. Like one of the softwares that we're partners with is Zip HR. Kung familiar kayo, automated na lahat sa kanila. So, nakakapahinga yung mismong human resource. And the reason for that na kailangan pa din ng tao is because there will still be errors in the machine. So, yung HR, yung tagatingin, you guys are going to be the experts of your own industry. So, when you can do that, because nasi-systemize nyo and nasi-segmentize, you have more space and more time to do the work that could improve the other parts of the company. So, mapapansin yan. Don't be afraid na, ay, hindi naman mapapansin yung gawa ko eh. Then that's how you're going to stay stuck for the same position the entire, years. People can stay in that energy or situation for decades na they never really know what their potential is. So, letter P is prioritize. Alamin nyo, kanina pala, nalimutan ko sabihin yung segmentize. Segmentize means, alam mo kung ano yung mga parts na i-chunk down mo siya. So, let's say, itong part na to, gagawin ko siya lahat Tuesday. Itong part na to, gagawin ko siya lahat Thursday. That's called bulking as well. We teach that in the FBR system. So, if you guys are interested, you can contact me later. We can help your company. But, systemize and segmentize, napaka-importante yan. Kailangan meron kayong parang, it's like a whole pie and then you divide. Conquer and divide, kumbaga. Letter P, prioritize. Now that you've conquered and divided the pie, you have to know which of that is you're able to eat or how much you're able to take. Kasi sometimes nakakahiya din magsabi. Alam ko mga HR, they're confident, but sometimes pagdating sa management, syempre kasi sila yung nagbabayad ng sweldo, it can be the difference between your stellar work and just the normal work. So you have to know how to prioritize yung mga gagawin ninyo sa department. So that means if this is not urgent, because all of the things sometimes are urgent, if this is not urgent, no. Is it going to be pwede nyo gamitin yung Eisenhower grid. You can see which ones are urgent, important, you can eliminate or delegate, ganon. So the next one naman is energize. So once you're able to prioritize things, once you know which parts are the most important, you can then focus your energy there. You can then put all of you there. Because kung sabog-sabog yan, kalat-kalat, ay paperwork dito, paperwork dyan, hindi kayo magiging organized and your work will speak for itself. May kulang dito. Oy, kulang yung filing. Hindi namin alam kung nasaan itong employee na to, right? And you don't have to know everything, but it means that you just have to know which ones are in your control and what are the things that you're currently doing. And hindi lahat to mamamaster ng brain. So kailangan ginagamit nyo rin yung intuition or your own emotional understanding of the situation na parang hindi ko yata kaya mag-work ngayon. Siguro time na sa akin mag off day muna or something. Kung hindi pwede 'yon, ilaban niyo sa management. Bakit? Because your wellness also hindi niyo pwedeng pong i-sacrifice. Mental health ninyo hindi niyo rin po pwedeng i-sacrifice. You are the gateway to the entire employee line. So kung hindi kayo okay, mas mahihirapan kayo to liaise all these things, right? That's why energy is so important. The heart of the speed is the energy. That's why nasa gitna siya dito sa my letter E. And then after nyo nang makita lahat ng mga kailangan nyo gawin, you know what to do, you know where to focus on, now's the time also to eliminate. Bakit? The elimination process will smoothen everything out and you don't need to do more. Once you eliminated what are not important, you take it out and then you turn to delegation because not everything can be done by you. Wag po tayong magpaka-strong. Kailangan i-delegate din po natin yan. Kasi that's why, that's the difference of really high-performing teams. When I was still an employee, I really wanted to do everything kasi nga bibo ako. But then, dumating sa point na kailangan kong itap yung HR, kailangan ko itap yung legal, those people also hold a lot of wisdom. So don't be afraid to talk to them. And if you are already friends with them, utilize more. Learn to maximize the people around you, the environment around you. That is the secret to your own success. Because gawin nyo na rin practice kasi especially kung magre-retire kayo in the future, you want to start a business, or you want to shift to another company that's more suitable for you, treat where you are as a practice ground. Everything is practice until you say it's the real thing. So kaya yung faith kanina, yun yung sinasabi ko. When you believe that that's the real thing, bibigyan nyo siya ng importance eh. Hindi nyo siya gagawing hobby-hobby lang na parang, half-ass lang yung work. Because when you really believe in what you do, you're able to trust yourself to, systemize, segmentize, prioritize, energize, eliminate, and delegate. Kasi wala na kayong doubt eh. Hindi nyo na rin kalaban yung sarili nyo. So you will know saan yung control ko, saan yung control ng iba. Right? And that comes from knowing yourself. So our GYFS or the FBR system, this solves the individual and collective human resources. So ano nga ba yung FBR? Number 5 tip is gear yourself up for success to recharge and feel better. Remember the part where I mentioned to you about the importance of environment. Ito yon. So you need to know also ano yung levels ko ng wellness. In Feel Better Recharge, and gear yourself for success. This one is for mental health and this one is for goal setting. Bakit po important yan? Kahit HR tayo and kahit employee tayo, it's still important that we're doing something for ourselves and not just for ourselves, but also the goals that we have within the company. Huwag nyo na pong hintayin yung mga executives nyo na mag-set ng KPI ninyo. In my line of work before, I was still an employee at 21 to 23. Nagsiset ako ng goal sa sarili ko kasi nabobore ako dun sa loob, walang nagbibigay ng masyadong directives kasi nga all the C-suites, lahat sila nasa field work or nasa ibang office, branches, because we were a retail nationwide company. So, mabobore talaga kayo. Minsan may times na walang ginagawa. So, that is why it's important na meron din kayong personal hobbies or personal projects nyo that is related to the company para hindi rin kayo masita. So in my own thing, in my spare time before in the office, I remember I would learn about marketing. So basa-basa lang, ganun. And then I would apply it immediately to the company. Kasi you also have to have relentless learning pursuit. You have to uh, be obsessed in terms of learning. That's the persistence. Kailangan may persistence tayo. So these two systems are the simplified and clear personal and collective systems na ginawa namin. It started with me. It's custom tried and tested methods for human excellence refined through 7 years of rigorous human testing. So, hindi ko talaga siya inintend na maging ganito kalaki. But it became a peak performance. It just started as I just wanted to get out of my depression and it became this. All right. So mental health and mindfulness must be the priority of any individual and organization because everything po depends on it. So ngayon, mag-self-check tayo para may ano kayo, fresh session from Earth of Skin. Let's rate your mood. You can write it in the chat box or you can also write it in your own paper. You can rate your mood from 1 to 10. Ano yung mood nyo ngayon? Gaano kataas? 10 being the highest and 1 being the lowest. And in terms of nutrition, kasi ito po yung mga basics, write your top 3 consistent food and meal daily. What are you eating? Yung for the last 7 days at least or last 3 days. Pansinin nyo po yan. Because nutrition is very important sa energy consumption nyo. So, pag less yung kinakain nyo, less yung, it's just science also. Pag less yung kinakain nyo, less nutritious siya. Hindi nyo nakikita yon. Masarap yung food, right? Masarap kanin and ulam. Pero hindi nyo nakikita yung process sa loob. That's the mystery. So, we did the research already for this. We biohack. And we have partners for biohacking that can also help the entire company. So nagte-training din kami for that. Ano yung mga kinakain nyo? Are you preparing a nutritious food? And if hindi naman, pag lagi kayong time pressed, just make sure lang na meron kayong gulay, meron kayong, the healthy foods. You already know this as well. But make sure na you have lots and lots of water. If you want to avoid feeling sleepy, you tune down the carbs. So, try to keep it with 1 cup lang. Ay, ma'am, kulang ng 1 cup eh. Kulang ng 1 cup. Kailangan that's where the discipline comes in. So, yun na yung sinasabi ko kanina na the mental diet because everything starts with mental. It must be both. Hindi lang siya taste-centric, pero nutrition-centric din. Do you also have, next is the personal wellness system. Meron ba kayong ano yung mga coping mechanisms ninyo? Ano ba yung habits na ginagawa ninyo every day? Hindi nyo napapansin to. Most of these are subconscious things because again, the focus is where energy flows where focus is. So, kung ang focus nyo is work, madalas baka mapabayaan nyo na rin yung sarili nyo. Or you might miss, a meal or two para mahabol yung deadline. Kailangan po may personal wellness system tayo. And yun yung pinakita ko kanina. So if none, it's time to adopt or create one. Kasi important po sa performance natin yan. So to recap, energy is everything. People is power. You have to also master resistance, faith, fear, and focus. Kailangan yung ma-master din yan. When we mean master, it doesn't mean na one-time practice. Make sure, because everything, akala nyo lang mahirap to, pero ginagawa nyo na siya on a daily basis. These things are subconscious. I'm just bringing it out as a presentation to make you fully aware of it. In terms of bakit siya relevant doon sa ginagawa nyo, sa position nyo right now. So number 5 is to gear yourself up for success, to recharge and feel better. I will share, saglit, i-share ko lang yung aming isang worksheet namin dito. Let me check. Okay. So, nag-enjoy ba tayo? I want to, okay. Share ko lang yung isa. Okay. So, how are you guys feeling and doing? Sige, share screen ulit. Okay. Si Coach Darwin, natuwa ako kasi universal, pala siya, practitioner. That's so nice, okay? So I'm gonna share to you yung kung ano yung FBR. I'll just run through it a little bit. But this is, do you guys see it? Not yet. Okay. Okay. Ayan. Okay. So, ito po siya. Right? It's a worksheet, but hindi nyo kailangan gawin everyday. Kasi ini-start lang namin yung mga tao dito. Kapag master mo na to, hindi mo na kailangan, you already do this. It's just that when you put things into paper, like what Coach Darwin said in the first part of the presentation, it's very important to know what your goals are, saan kayo papunta, ano ba yung ginagawa ninyo. Clarity is the basis of everything. When you know, when you're clear with what you are doing, your life, you're able to track everything. So, HR din, kailangan din marunong kayo mag-track. Pwede nyo gawin sa mga tao nyo to eh. Kasi pag alam nyo na, pag hindi sila may mga underperformers, sabihin nila, "Ma'am, di ko nagawa eh." Bakit hindi mo nagawa? Madalas alam niyo ang ano niyan, block niyan, focus. So kailangan niyo ibalik sila. Kasi ang humans are not very capable to remember everything. Mga key ano lang, blocks lang yung ginagawa nila. More on visual yung visual learners ang humans. So this one is a weekly self-care checklist. You can check yourself na ano ba yung ginagawa ko every day. And then there's this one, we have the DRT or the Daily Recovery Tracker, where we only focus on the three high impact tasks. Hindi yung puro maraming ginagawa. We just focus on the three important things that can catapult the company or the department to a higher success rate. So that means momentum. Ano yung nagmo-move ng needle? Kailangan nyo din pong alamin yung company goals. Kasi that is going to drive also your performance. Pag alam niyo yung company goals overall from the head of the companies, you are able to see what does that mean for HR. Because I also run my own companies and ito yung ginagamit ko na personal system namin along with our clients. And gratitude is very important. So yan, ito yung mga nakalagay. What am I grateful for? Because even if stressful yung araw nyo, I'm sure meron dyan isang bagay makakapagpasaya sa inyo, or you found something good in your day, or you did something amazing that day. Right? So, ito naman, the evening is you check in with yourself before you leave the office or when you get home. Meron kayong system na ganito. Nakapag self-care ka ba? What good happened today, right? And if you are feeling depression, we do recommend that you seek a psychiatrist or a psychologist. But if you can't yet, this tool is able to check out of 100 scale, kasi this is a tried and tested test that we had research. It's called Burns Depression Checklist. So, malalaman nyo if you're feeling blue, anong scale yon. Kapag masyado na siya mataas, around tawag dito, pag masyado na siya mataas, hindi na po, ano yan, normal yan. Kailangan mag-seek na po tayo ng therapy. Okay, so if you track your body and you track your mind, right? So parang battery po yan. You have to charge yourself as well. So yan siya, monitoring daily practice and such. So meron akong isang client before na doctor siya, suicidal doctor siya. Pero noong time na yun, hindi pa siya licensed doctor, board examinee pa lang. So, yung mga ganitong klase ng akala natin high performer sila, pero yung pala magaling sa trabaho, pero their personal lives are, they could be suffering or mental health nila nagsasuffer. Let's be proactive in asking our employees and our teams, right? So, yun yung ating workbook. Okay, so let me share back the screen again. I hope you guys are learning, ah. Thank you so much for I'm really happy. Thank you din kay Coach Darwin. Sobrang na-inspire ako kanina habang nagsasalita siya. Let's check asan na yun? Okay. I'll show you guys naman ito yung ginagamit namin for individual performance. This is free, by the way. We're giving all of that free. If you guys want it, just message me. I'll send you the link or I'll put it later. But Gear Yourself for Success is the workbook. So ano yung sinosolve nito? This is a 5-page workbook. We really made it easy. Kasi ako din, as a bipolar, nahirapan ako pag marami. So I want things short. If you like short stuff na gusto nyo magawa nyo agad, jump agad kayo na execute na agad, may ma-produce na kayong result, you can use this. So this is a 5-page workbook to create your SMART goals. You can use this for the HR department. You can use it for the collective company. You can give this to your own employees, because when you use a SMART method, it's a proven goal-setting method wherein it takes the specificity of all your goals. So it's specific, it's measurable, it's attainable, it's relevant, and time-bound. So dito, this particular worksheet here, or the workbook, kine-create niya yung environment. So, meaning to say, basta dala-dala mo 'to, solve ka na. Kasi 'pag irritable ka, titingnan mo lang yung, ito yung gagawin ko 'pag irritable ako, right? So, yan yung difference ng mga, peak performers. So, going back to my presentation earlier, sana ano, sana nagte-take down notes kayo because sobrang makakatulong 'to. Ma-appreciate kayo nung lalo ng company ninyo kapag nakuha niyo yung mga pointers. Okay, so yan. Yan. So, yan yung recap natin again. Now, to further promote and extend the what do you call this? Extend the help that we're giving in terms of mental health. Kung nasa stress kayo sa work, kailangan nyo to. This is our products. This is a Filipino brand. We have our office in Tomas Morato. It's called Aromagic Air Therapy Oil. It's a first aid kit, aircon, and portable spa in one. Magtaka kayo bakit ganun siya. But marami siyang sinosolve. Na what do you call this, physical ailments. So parang pang Boy Scout. Pag nasugatan kayo, pwede niyo siyang pang toothpaste. Pwede niyo siyang pag masakit ulo niyo, lagay niyo sa or langhapin niyo siya. Ang smell niya is similar to lemon. Alam niyo yung Halls or Maxes na candy? Parang liquefied version siya and like, ang sarap. Para kayong nag-spa. So this one is 200 pesos only. So the reason we created this as well, the company owners and I, we are very proud to present this product because aromatic therapy oil is definitely one of the most pioneering products that I've ever seen in my entire life because ito ay napakamura. Pwede kayong mag-start ng sarili nyong negosyo at hindi lang yun, matutulungan nyo pa yung family nyo, pati yung organization nyo kasi makaka-relax kayo within the company. No one has to leave to go to a spa or something. We also have massage chairs. So we are DTI and SEC registered. We're also FDA certified, halal certified. You can find us on Facebook. We have many branches all over the Philippines. But my particular branch is Cavite. So shout out sa mga Cavite. Cavite HR dyan. Right? So you can start being a reseller for only 1,500 to 3,000. So ito yung mga ano niya, ito yung mga sinosolve niya, stress, migraine, body pain, meron ding acne. We also have dysmenorrhea, pwede niyo siya ipahid. It can replace a lot of products. Skin allergies then, psoriasis, toothache, and also for massage. Definitely for massage. Laging sold out kami niyan. 5 bottle ginalagay talaga. Nagbubuhos sila kasi ang lamig daw. Parang may aircon sa sa office nila or sa van. Okay? So, thank you and God bless you. I hope you guys love the presentation. And we also have a promo, buy 10 bottles of our Magic Care. You can be a reseller. And if you do that, you get a free 15-minute mental health breather session personally with me. Or you can book a mental health or corporate package, convince nyo yung company niyo to get us, and you get a free massage session for your team, your department, or you also get an online store for your team. All right. So that is it. You can contact me on on these numbers. And also, you can connect with me on Facebook and LinkedIn. So you can also share also kung na-enjoy nyo to, pwede kayo mag-selfie, i-share nyo sa akin yung process nyo as HR kasi I love stories. You tag it with Peak Performance FBR para ma-include namin kayo. And we compile it because we definitely love legacies. All right? So contact us in this numbers and we're going back to Coach Darwin.
Okay, thank you very much, Iris, for such um uh what do you call this? A very enlightening presentation, diba? Not many people actually know those items, those tips that you've mentioned, but basically kasi it's between science, neuroscience, and also diba?
Mm-mm.
What we call something that is being practiced by most people that help them really achieve peak performance. Now, we would like to invite our audiences, our listeners right now, to please ask your questions. Kanina sinabi ni Iris, you can actually get the free Gear Yourself for Success
Yes.
handouts. Just reach out to Mentor Iris through Facebook or LinkedIn. She will be able to provide that to you. And that's something that we encourage you to actually use. Kasi it's very important when you have dreams, when you have goals, you need to write it down. Writing it down would actually be able to not only remind you of what are your goals and dreams and aspirations, but also it creates a program in your brain, in your
Mm,
consciousness, that's something that you are aiming for.
yes.
And believe it or not, if you are aiming for something and you are open to the miracles of life, the universe actually provides it, di ba? Sabi nga what you attract, you actually get it. That you are a magnet of your consciousness is a magnet. So
Yeah, very good. I
whatever
love that
you
you said
desire, you
that.
attract. Mm-mm.
Yes.
Okay, so questions coming
Questions
from the
ba kayo
audience.
regarding depression, anxiety, performance at work, if there are challenges ng mga tao ninyo sa organization? We can probably answer this because we also do actually sa isang company ko, we do business consultancy. So,
Mm-mm.
very well-rounded yung trabaho namin. Kaya I always encourage my team na maging masaya talaga personally. I encourage them to have personal goals.
Mhm. Let me start the ball rolling when it comes to asking questions. Siguro Iris, if you can share to us your tips on, even if kasi oftentimes even if you're very positive, even if
Mm,
you're as a person you're very positive, you actually have guides on what are the things that you need to do on a daily basis to become highly productive, highly positive, how you can influence the people around you. There are certain people in your organization, even in your
mm,
family, or even in your group of friends that tends to be not an advocate, but not an ally, but more of someone who's
against
critical,
you. Ah,
critical or against you. How would
mm.
you manage people who tends to be negative towards you?
Wow. That's so I'm glad you asked that because that is what I've been through like all my life. Like sasabihin ng mga tao na, patapon yung buhay mo, this is no going nowhere. But the thing is, it's your dream. God gave you a life. This life is only for you to live. So it's not theirs to live. When you're in the deathbed na, matanda na tayo, it's not them going to regret. And if they're hypercritical on you, just know that whatever they're saying is actually a thing that they're going through within themselves. Because people who are happy, people who are kind, people who are wealthy, people who are living the best life ever, they would not even dare to harm, another life. And if they do that, just know that they are also human, just like you. Again, I go back to knowing yourself because pag napatawad mo yung sarili mo, pag namahal mo yung sarili mo, ay, katulad ko rin siya, nagkakamali din siya. So when you can see your mistakes as a person, that is where unconditional love truly pours in, and you're able to go out of your own way and say, yeah, maybe it was just incidental. And if it's incidental, that's where you draw the boundary. And let send them off with what I like doing is send them off with love and light, and like just live in peace because coexistence is our birthright. So yun,
Pray for them,
pray for
diba?
that.
Uh, Another question that I have been encountering for people who uh, would raise questions about positive, about visualizing, diba?
Mm.
Visualization. Um, how can you how can you encourage someone to do visualization kung ang question niya is,
Mm.
pag nag-visualize ba ako, mananalo ba ako sa loto? Pag nag-visualize
Oh,
ba ako,
perfect
mapopromote
actually.
ba ako? Pag
Yeah.
nag-visualize ba ako, magkakaroon ba ako ng boyfriend or girlfriend?
Mhm.
Pag
So
nag-visualize ba ako,
there's
mapopromote ba ako?
there's a weird thing actually that happened to me like just last week. Yung Nike, we got them for the event. And then after nun, kasi nag-visualization ako just like you, coach. So nangyari is like nanalo ako ng prize na hindi ko alam. So this is where universe comes in. When you actually detach na ay nag-enter ba ako nung gano'n? Basta you just put in the work and then let the universe do its job. So when you do visualizations, you have to remember that you're doing it for yourself muna. Like, what is the goal of visualization? Usually for visualization, it's not the goal outside or the material. Let's say, itong phone or like the water. I want water, right? Kahit nag-visualize ka na, I want water, hindi lalapit sa'yo yan. But again, it's the feeling. It's the feeling. And if you guys follow Law of Attraction or Abraham Hicks, you would definitely um, resonate with that. Kasi when you are able to catch the feeling, that is the embodiment already. So whatever you do with that feeling, whether you create something out of that visualization, tumaya ka sa loto or do something else, the important thing is that's where you meet the universe. Gaganyan siya. O, anong gusto mo? Gusto ko nung result na 'yan. Gagawin mo ba or hindi? Gagawin ko. Eh, paano 'pag hindi? Okey. Paano 'pag hindi nangyari? Sasabihin ni universe, eh, forget mo na kasi wala ka ng belief, eh, kailangan ko yung kasi belief or faith is 'yan yung bridge ni universe. 'Pag wala ng trust sa universe or wala tayong trust sa mundo, sa life natin, mafe-feel mo na parang, ginawa mo na yung lahat pero parang parang ba't gano'n? Parang it's like dead. Pero actually that don't judge the gap. That's number one tip for that. Don't judge the gap. Don't assume anything in the gap. The gap is actually what you're experiencing is flip it on its head. It's peace. It's peace. Oh, pahinga. Pahinga to. Siguro papahinga lang muna ako. There are so many instances in my life where I could have said, I could have quit kanina yung story sa mom ko. Pinagpahinga ako ni universe for like 3 months. And I was like, bakit? Ayoko magpahinga. Ganon. May mga ganon, di ba? Kasi tayo, peak performer. Gusto natin ng results. Pero sometimes, in the letting go or the surrender, that is where actually the results come. It's you're creating space of emptiness. Kapag na-feel mong empty, hindi ikaw yung empty. The universe is, matakot ka, magulat ka, kasi the universe is making room. The best thing that I would say that to in relation to that, actually this talk is a manifestation of mine because si Coach Tina, I was just wondering, I was just like there. Si Coach Tina nandun lang siya. So when you are able to let go na trust, I pitched to her, I said, if God wills it, go for it. Kasi yung schedule din hindi nagtutugma. But when human willpower and the divine willpower or the universe works in your favor, that's when manifestations happen. And yun yung makikita nyo talaga yung results. Kung hindi yun, be quick to refocus and switch to another thing. Iwanan nyo muna. Huwag kayong mag-attach doon. Tapos keep doing it, keep doing it.
Ako, my point about questions about the timing of visualization is really more of three things. When you visualize something and it doesn't happen immediately, it means that whatever you're visualizing, it will come to you at the perfect time or at the right
Yes.
time. It's
It's called
similarly to
divine
what the Bible is saying, 'di ba?
yes.
The Bible says that everything comes to you at the perfect time, at the right time,
Mhm.
because that's what God wanted you. Ako, I
Yes.
resonate that if you visualize something that you really unselfishly want, for yourself, and that you really wanted to achieve on something, and it does not happen immediately, the universe is preparing. Sabi nga ni Iris,
Yes,
it's
that's the
creating a
preparation.
space for you.
Mm.
Second is that when you visualize, it does not happen immediately, check on what's actually happening. Kasi sometimes gifts comes at different package. Oftentimes we're too much focused on the outcome that we want or the outcome that we are looking at, when we don't forget that actually the outcome that is happening in your life may be different from what you've actually wished for or visualized, but it's actually coming. 'Di ba?
Yeah, learn to love the
I
process nung kasi
Oo, trust the
the result
process.
is automatically byproduct na siya.
Trust the process. Meaning,
Mm.
even if you visualize on something, the universe can give it to you in many ways, in many packages. Diba? That the
Yes.
Bible would say that aside from giving it to you at the right time, God gives to you things that you really need. And it comes into different packages in the different situations. So yung
Mm-mm.
third would be yung sabi mo nga, Iris, that if you're not successful in visualizing something, maybe there's something in you that is holding you back. There's
Mm-mm.
something in you that is, ang tawag natin dyan ay yung mga blockages that actually holds you back from realizing
Mm-mm.
what you're visualizing or realizing what you really
Yeah.
want. I mean, look at
Most of the time, Coach Darwin, sorry to cut you off, but most of the time, actually, two things yung nagbablock is yung minding other people's opinion about them or perception about them, and yung current self-perception natin
correct,
about ourselves. So, pag nag-meet yung dalawang yun, doon mo talaga makikita yung ang laki ng block. Kasi wall
correct.
talaga siya.
There are certain blockages that really created by ourselves that hinders us from reaching our goals. And you have to really look into yourself. Ano ba yung mga bagay na ginagawa ko, iniisip ko, nararamdaman ko na na nagiging blockage kung ba't hindi ako naging successful. Kasi you know what? I have clients before when I was doing neurolinguistics. I have clients
Oh,
before that
meron ka
um,
din. Yes.
um, I have clients before that they've always wanted to be successful, but they grew
Mm-mm.
up. They grew up in a family that would always tell them wala kang silbi,
Yes.
wala kang mararating,
Mm-mm.
you're hanggang diyan ka na lang or what. Those
Mm-mm.
negative things that they've absorbed in their growing up
Mm.
years
Yes, the
remains in
subconscious
their
talaga.
mental and in their hearts, diba? Their mental brain,
Yes.
their emotions. These are
Mm.
blockages. If you let them
Yes.
go, then you'll be able to,
Most
to
people actually could not.
realize.
Most majority of what I've handled, they couldn't let it go because feeling nila parang na-rob sila nung childhood na parang dapat it was supposed to again you go against the timing of the universe. It happened for a very particular reason na parang maiinis ka, bakit kailangan may reason? Unjustified, hindi maganda yung nangyari sa akin, right? But that is where the universe is testing you. You're actually under the test because you have to prove to yourself, like, okay, what can I do with this? It's about the creation of that problem. Because, again, if you end it, problem, solution, problem, tas nag-stop ka lang ng problem, then of course, the ending would be problem. So wherever and whenever or however you decide the ending, that is the ending. Will always be the ending. So nasa dito na pumapasok yung human willpower na ay ayoko na dito sa ano na to, sa taong to, di ba? I've had many instances of that, but know that the universe always gives multiple chances. And ano, kahit kunyari kung hindi sa company na to, hindi sa mga taong yan, hindi sa particular situation na yan, trust that there will be better and there will be
Opportunities.
more
Mhm.
opportunities. Kasi hindi kayo de-deny eh. It's just not possible in this life. You know,
Agree, agree.
life is can be so good if you really believe it to be. You will find
Siguro
whatever
ano,
you want. Ganun.
just to piggyback on a work setting, there are people who would always say na hindi ako mo-promote kasi sa company namin kailangan malapit ka sa boss bago mo-promote or kailangan may backer
Mm.
ka o kailangan ganito ka gano'n. If your mindset is like that
Yeah.
and you're not doing anything to actually improve yourself, to actually visualize that you deserve that particular promotion, you deserve
Mm.
that particular success, then you're creating your own blockages to achieve your
Yes.
dreams.
So that's why
Diba?
inuna ko kanina, Coach Darwin, yung energy is everything because pag na-master ng ating mga audiences yung law of embodiment, which is naniniwala ka, it's not any magic actually. It's just you believing in yourself na ako yung hinire nila. Like, why would you still doubt your position right now? Hinire ka nga nila for a particular reason. So act like one and be like one.
Agree.
Be like the top HR kahit newbie ka pa lang. But of course,
Agree.
in respect to hierarchy or positions of power, siyempre bago ka, so kailangan also may rapport ka din. But that is not about being subservient. That is called respect. I respect those types of people because they've achieved. When you feel like you've deserved your position, you can appreciate other people in terms of whatever status or title or um, kung ano yung ginagawa nila.
Iris, there's a question here coming from one of our audience, Tessa Amor Cruz.
Mhm.
Tessa is asking how to handle bosses that are micromanaging or
Mm.
would like to or always micromanaging their employees.
Okay. So the first part that I would definitely get you to take action on is you have to do an audit for this. Ano yung mina-micromanage niya sa'yo? And how are you being micromanaged? Are they, is it justified? Go to the facts first before you react. Kasi kung meron silang, let's just assume that whatever people are micromanaging about is important to them. So, kung mina-micromanage ka, parang, ay, bakit ako mina-micromanage yung boss na to? May point siya. Discard the 99, we call this the 99-1 rule, wherein you discard the 99% toxicity and you find the 1% truth. Ano yung bakit niya ako mina-micromanage? If you can find that and you can prove to your superior that you're able to handle that, ngiti ka na lang na, boss, okay na. Can I do something more for you? Ganun, may had toxic boss, yun yung last na pinagtrabahuan ko. I just smiled. I just did the, kumbaga kung napanood niyo yung Devil Wears Prada, I highly recommend watching that. It will definitely yung yun yung energy nun. But if you can prove to your boss that hindi ka talaga matatanggal dun and you are able to do the job that is like impossible, micromanage niya ikaw dito. If you can prove the facts, data, execute it, no, I'm doing my job. Ngiti ka na lang, don't say anything. Smile, boss. Ito na. Deliver. They might not appreciate it, but always know to appreciate yourself. Para pag dineliver mo yon, di ka na mag-expect sa kanila.
Okay, Irish, we have 2 minutes. What is your last words as we end this program?
So last words is talagang belief in yourself. What do you want in your life? Be very clear. If you want a happy life, then just focus on happiness, right? Learn to discipline talaga yourself. If you want to improve your life, be good at loving yourself, taking care of yourself. Bakit kailangan yung walang nagke-care? No. Ikaw yung nakalagay dyan. Be your own leader, and when you're your own leader, everybody will start following you. That's the best I can do. Don't delegate your own well-being to someone else because this is your life. So that's all I can say talaga.
Okay, from my end, related to Irish topic, I just want to reiterate this. You are a magnet of whatever consciousness that you have. You are a magnet of whatever you think. Positive or negative, it comes to you. You just have to be mindful that when you attract negativity, that negative attraction, the things that you think negatively comes very quick in your life.
Yes.
It's not about the negative things you think about others, but the negative
Mm-mm.
things that you think about yourself, it
Yes.
comes very quick. Pag positive naman, it becomes the universe prepares you for circumstances for you to be ready for it. People are asking what are the examples of visualization that parang proof of visualization. Let me tell you this, nung mga bata pa tayo, ginagawa na natin to. Ayaw natin pumasok sa eskwela. Ano yung ginagawa natin?
Imagine.
Iniisip natin may sakit tayo, iniisip natin may lagnat tayo, na may masakit sa atin, na meron tayong masamang nararamdaman. Lo and behold, our temperature rises. Lo and behold, we tend to catch
Nag-umaga.
we tend to catch illness very easy, and we tend to really be sick because we are visualizing ourselves to be sick, di ba?
Yeah.
But if you visualize yourself, ano yan, reverse. If you visualize yourself very positive, if you visualize yourself
Mm-mm.
that you will attract people who would love you. You will attract people who will believe in you. You will attract people who will
Yes.
give you opportunities. Then that
Yes.
is the life that you will be living. Um, the law of attraction, the creating an environment, visualizing an environment that supports your peak performance will depend on you, not by others, but it will depend on you,
Yeah.
on what you are, what you think, what you feel,
Thoughts.
and of course,
Mm.
what you give back
Go
to the
with
universe.
thoughts talaga muna. Tsaka yun, kung yung sa food pala, 'wag lang sa food kayo maging, or kumbaga mag-diet or ano, pati thoughts din. Clean up din. So yun, pansinin niyo yung toxic thoughts if the thought is a useful one or, a detrimental one, dun nyo siya ma-figure out kung ano yung dapat nyo gawin. Kasi alam niyo, actually, I'm a believer that everybody knows what they're doing. It's just that they might not fully believe it themselves. But yun yung belief ko. So, I hope you guys learned. And thank you, Coach Darwin. I'm so happy na practitioner ka din pala nung mga ganun.
Okay, and thank you Iris for gracing our show at sa lahat ng mga nanonood at nakikinig at sa lahat ng team replay. Nako, napakarami nating team replay na talagang nanonood at their own time to catch up with the learnings that we have here at the HR Cafe, Usapang Trabaho, Buhay, Iba Pa. Maraming salamat po. Magkita-kita po tayo uli next week, Sunday, 3 p.m. for another exciting and free training topic for all of you guys. So maraming salamat and God bless everyone.
God bless.
Bye.